Throughout Disney's golden age, the state of animation progressed at an extraordinary rate. Leaving the exaggerated cartoons for more proportionate character designs, Walt was fighting to make animation a prestigious art form. But while many aspects projected a sense of reality, for the most part they were a series of fantasies. Even the exceptions to the fairy tale worlds were set in the past, a past to which most of the audience couldn't relate. From this, Disney gradually designed that escape from objective reality. It let the audience dive into their fantasies, that is, until the studio got a reality check. After 6 long and expensive years developing Sleeping Beauty, and despite its lasting legacy, the film's unimpressive box office gross resulted in the company's first annual loss in a decade. By that time, most of Disney's success had shifted to television and theme parks. Still, Walt refused to let go of animation. Either way, costs had to be cut. Ub Iwerks, Disney's original partner and a mechanical genius, discovered a way to transfer images onto cells using a Xerox machine. And so, apart from a quick test of the new Xerox process, Sleeping Beauty was the last fully hand-inked, hand-painted film that Disney would make. Change was inevitable, much to Walt's hesitation, and for their next feature, 101 Dalmatians, making up a total of 6,469,952 spots, Xerox was a blessing. 101 Dalmatians in 1961 was a significant change of pace from Disney's usual feature. For one thing, it's the first ever to be set explicitly in the present day. And it's not subtle, with contemporary cultural references dotted all around. We see TVs, cars, and the electric company. We see modern magazines with modern beauty standards, modern style and cigarettes, a neon cityscape. Between the unbelievable events, the rescue of 99 puppies with the help of a cat, a horse, and an old English sheepdog, we're made to notice the real aspects. What happens to an audience's perception of a story when the fantasy surroundings change to a familiar reality? The opening scene is as far from fantasy as Disney ever goes, apart from any lowly songwriter affording a flat off Regent's Park. The scene manifests itself as banality. Both characters begin slow and static, surrounded by an authentically cluttered artist studio.
It was a beautiful spring day. Tedious time of the year for bachelors. Oh, that's my pet, Roger. Roger Radcliffe. A musician of sorts. No, I'm the one with the spots. My name's Pongo.
Immediately, the narration generates a sense of normalcy and rationality, even when we discover who's speaking. It's charming in its realism, almost anecdotal. Roger is realistically passive, going about his routine. The first interaction with Anita is, by modern standards, believable. Slight glances, no declarations of love. And as a married couple, they're physical and flirty and playful with each other. Uncommon in Disney, yet common as we know it. As we continue through the story, watching the Dalmatians interact with the world around them, this essence of a modern realism is sustained. Yes, we understand dogs aren't this smart or strategic or communicative, but after decades of escaping into fantasy, now our perspective is forced right back into what we understand to be reality. The presence of a television in scenes emphasizes this. The 1961 audience sees a recognizable TV show or commercial satirized, like What's My Crime and Canine Crunchies. And they're reminded once again that this is their reality animated. Not only does this film present itself as reality, it even alters its existence as an animation. Take a look at what's on TV here. This is Disney's 1929 City Symphony, Springtime. In the world of 101 Dalmatians, henchmen Jasper and Horace are seeing a cartoon, perhaps even a Disney cartoon. This subtle addition pulls the film's reality closer to our own, and further from the Disney fantasy. Animator Ellen Bazin wrote about this importance of animation's shift to believability. Instead of putting real and fantasy elements at the extreme ends of their continuum, both were kept, each of their own respective sides, hovering around the middle. Different enough to be clearly distinguished from each other, each side still had enough in common with the other that the audience could accept that they belonged in the same world. In balance, believability was achieved. Walt Disney Studios' early works were so distant from reality in both form and concept that we were able to explore them simply as fantasy. We see the extremity and the absurdity of the shapes and movements as distinctly surrealist, or at least a caricature. When 101 Dalmatians is released, the contrast is overwhelming. The modern references, the new visual style, the behavior and interactions, this change takes the animation past the usual balance of real and fantasy and into a new world, a world we know. It's not about objective reality, but about a reality we perceive, and therefore one that we believe. There's an alternate reality that we create that's created for us through the lens of animation, bringing us closer to the characters and to the story. Not only are we able to dive effortlessly into the reality we know, it's a reality of our own design. Not an escape, but a mirror to which Disney holds a pencil.